Hi, Mark with Aceman307. Today I'm going to show you how I built this computer / gaming chair, and this is going to be for an upcoming project that I got going. I start with 2x3s and I combine those and glue those to form about a 9-inch plank, and I connect those together right now with glue, and only glue, because later I'm going to cut a form out of that with a jigsaw and I don't want to hit any of the screws. So I glue and clamp those together, and now I take the 2x3s, and this is just to lay it out on the actual shape of the chair. And I go ahead and mark those, and then I use a jigsaw to cut out the shape. Now I've already done it, but I'm just showing you that I used it. So once I get the shape that I wanted, I can then install the screws. And I installed the screws, 3-inch screws, all along the bottom and top edge, and I recess those. Now these pieces I have going across here are just to temporarily support it, and the installation that I'm going to do, I'm not going to need those. But if you were going to use this as just a gaming chair or a computer chair, you could add thicker feet to that, do the same idea but use the 2x3s, and it would be able to work apart, or separate. I sand it and stain it. And I'm using a gloss polyurethane to coat the wood after it's stained. Use 2 coats on that. Now for all the seat pieces that I'm making them out of 2x3s, and the top part of it I router a 1/2 inch. We'll use a 1/2 inch round over bit, and that's how I get the smooth edges. I'm using a 1/2 inch foam, and I'm going to cover the seat pieces with that using just staples. Now, of course, in your design you could add more foam, less foam. It's really up to you. After the foam's installed, I'm using a vinyl, and you can get this just in any fabric store. This one's automotive grade. It's a little thicker, and it has a texture on it. But just staple that on. Now the way that I wrap the ends, I didn't want to really see any of the fold on the end. So what I do is I cut a large section out of the bottom of each one of these. And what that does is when I fold over the edge, it doesn't allow for a bunch of fabric to build up and make a large bump on the end, so to speak. This is just showing you how I cut out this section here. And then when I fold it over, I'm trying to line up the edge on the corners of the wood here, and you'll see how I do it. And it leaves a pretty nice clean end on these. Now for my installation, I don't need to cover the backs, but if you were going to use this as a freestanding chair, you could take some thin plywood and stain it and nail it to the back of these so that it would look finished. Okay, I use a 1/4 inch flat steel bar, and these are going to be how I mount the pieces to the chair. Okay, I drilled 3 holes in it. The center hole is what I'm going to use to mount the steel plate to the main backbone of the chair, and the other 2 holes are to screw in the actual base of the chair. The center hole I recess and drill a larger hole. I'm using 14 by 2 inch wood screws. You can see how it sits in there flat. Then I paint them. And I've already spaced out and pre-drilled the holes to mount these, and I just use these number 14 by 2 inch screws and secure each one of these in place. Now the reason I went with these thicker pieces of steel, the 1/4 inch steel, is I didn't want to have to put any kind of extra supports on the side, any kind of little brackets, and these are plenty strong to take any kind of side load. Now this is the design that I came up with. You could do any design you want. You could have them all the same width, you could have them different widths, you could have each pad different colors. There's a lot of ways you could go with this chair. I decided to sort of form it to my body, the actual contour, so that's how I designed this one. And each one of these gets screwed in, and I just follow it all the way down. Okay, no gaming chair slash computer chair would really be worth its weight if you didn't add LED lights to it. So I mounted some blue LED lights to underneath this chair. I have 6 separate lights, and I mounted them in 3 separate positions on there. And basically the chair is done. Now if you're going to use this chair apart from, say, the project that I'm building, you would add these 2x3 feet to it, and again, there's a lot of variations you can do with this chair. So this is just a basic idea, but you guys could put your own artistic touches to it and change it up. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the completion of this project.